Hi everyone, Chef Nicky here. I'm going to compare a couple products for you today and tell you a little story. So, I fell in love with Chinese food in the 70s in London, Ohio. I had Italian grandparents eating Italian food all the time, and I fell in love with Chinese food there. Isn't that crazy? You know, there was a restaurant called the China Lantern, and when I was a kid, I thought it was the best ever. There was a guy, his name's Mr. G. He owned the place and he was the chef, and this guy can cook. You know, there are a lot of Chinese restaurants now that come out with new recipes. I'm an old school guy. I like those old school recipes, and he could make them all. Anyway, it's the first time there where I had Chinese hot mustard. You know that stuff that you taste a little bit of and it blows your head off like that wasabi when you're eating sushi? That's what I'm talking about. And I loved it. I didn't know what to do. And I just go crazy for a minute when I ate it because I'd eat so much. I didn't understand how it worked. And then I learned to really appreciate it. And I want to talk to you today about mustard. So I have two different mustards here today. I have Colman's mustard. This is an English mustard. This comes from Japan. This is a Japanese product, S&B Oriental hot mustard. I want to talk to you about the difference and what you can do with both of these. So the Colman's, I'm going to show you, this Colman's to me, well, I'll show you how the recipe works. This says that you add a teaspoon of this dry powder to a teaspoon of water. And I'm going to do that. And I'm using cold water. And a matter of fact, I'm using ice water. You know, don't ask me the scientific what happens to the enzymes when you're using cold water versus warm water. It's hotter. When you use cold water, it's hotter. So I'm going to start with 1 teaspoon of each, and I'm going to do a test. And you can see there's a little bit of a different color in here. Can you see that? The Colman's is just a little bit darker than this S&B. This is yellow. They both claim that they use select mustard seeds, and mustard seeds come from mustard, you know, mustard greens. And where I live, they grow all over in the fields out here, wild. But there are companies that harvest this and produce these mustard seeds. So on the Colman's, it says use 1 part dry mustard to 1 part water, and you mix it together. Now, on the other, you mix 1.5 parts water. And I'm going to show you the difference. This is a 1/2 tablespoon, which is 1.5 teaspoons, by the way. So I had 1 teaspoon of each. So I want to show you what happens when I mix up this Colman's dry mustard. And we are going to do a taste test of this, and I'm going to tell you the differences that you can do it, what you can do with it. This is just starting to thicken up a little bit. Maybe I put a tad more than 1 teaspoon of water, maybe a few drops, but it's a little bit thin. It's really nice, and it's pretty much off here. This, I have 1.5 times as much water, and look at how thick it is. Can you see? Look at how thick this is compared to, and this is 1.5 times water, 1.5 parts water. And look at this. This is thin at 1 to 1. So if I just out of the gate, just if I'm a chef, I don't know anything about this product, this is the immediate response in my mind. Oh, if it's the same price, buy this because we can add 1.5 parts water and we can stretch it further and save money. That's just how a chef thinks instantly, but you have to taste it. So you have to see how it works. So you let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes, and I did that. I let it sit. I let some sit. I have it in the refrigerator, and I'm going to pull it out. And Okay, let me rinse off this spatula just a little bit. Okay, so I have the Colmans and I have the S&B. Now, just because I've been using this stuff so long, look, it looked like it thickened just a tad bit. Now you have to know that in this box or in this container, there's only I think that, what do they say, mustard powder or mustard flour. So that's their only ingredient is mustard flour. This one has mustard seeds ground up, and I don't even know where the ingredients are, and there's turmeric in here. So this has 2 ingredients, this has 1. The mustard is really, I think, what has the kick. So when you taste the 2, the Colman's has a nice flavor. It really does. And then we're going to taste this S&B. Now, I've used both of these and I know what they taste like, but I'm going to describe it to you. Okay, all right, here's the deal. They both have a little kick. I ate a little bit more of this. To me, if I were making egg rolls, Chinese food, things like that, definitely using this. There's no question. It's got that flavor. I don't know if this is what Mr. G used, but I'll bet this is what Mr. G used. And that's as long as it takes to cook, or to make. Is mix it up, let it sit 5 or 10 minutes, and it's great. If I were eating egg rolls or Chinese food, don't fix it if it's not broken. This is what I'm using 100%. Can you use this for other things? Absolutely. Can you use this? Absolutely. You could use this for egg rolls, but I taste the difference, and that's my favorite for an egg roll. What can you do with this? There's so many different things. You can put this in a salad dressing. I use dry mustard sometimes as an emulsifier. You can put a little bit in Caesar salad. You can put it in a ham salad. You can put it in your chicken salad. There's so many different, if you're a barbecue guy, hey, maybe you should start investigating this. I know a lot of people are rubbing their ribs with mustard before they smoke them and stuff. Maybe you need to start messing around with some dry mustard or this Oriental hot mustard. That could give a nice zing to your ribs. So, you know, just play around with it. It's a great ingredient, and you don't have to use that much. I mean, I'm using this today, and it's crazy, but you don't have to use that much. And you only have to use a little bit to give it some zest. And it's not like a feeling of a hot pepper that is hot and, it stays hot forever. I mean, there's an effect, and it goes away. But besides the effect, the flavor is really, really good. And I thought you might enjoy learning that today. I hope you have a great day. Take care.